Hey, blood type O women. Hey, blood type O women. So, I'm going live and I want to share with you a message that we've actually been needing to step into, a position, a calling we've been needing to step into. If you feel like you've been needing to do something greater and bigger than what you do every day, day in and day out, just the same thing over and over, um, you're right. We need to do something bigger. We need to do something greater and more expansive as specifically blood type O women. And what that is helping to balance the masculine and feminine energies on this earth. It sounds like a great, enormous task, but that's why it requires all of us to participate in it. I know that I felt it in my spirit, in my gut, in my life. It was just a requirement in order for me to move forward with just living, something that I couldn't ignore. And I knew that I can't be the only one doing it. It's going to require a mass of us to get involved. And I speak to blood type O women because I know that blood type O is what I know. I'm blood type O, I'm a woman, and I know the behaviors that I encounter in life, in interacting with people, and the improvements that need to be made, and how it can help humanity to make a huge shift towards a better way of life and of living. So that's what I want to talk about in this video. We all possess both masculine and feminine energies, okay? But as you may know, the answer to this question, which energy do we act in and live in the most? It's going to be masculine. We behave in the masculine dominant demeanor most of the day, most of the time. And there are some benefits to it because we do need both masculine and feminine, but there are some detriments and fallbacks to being so masculine for it to be out of balance. We need to balance it. But let's look at why we behave so much in our masculine as blood type O women. And that's because it's in our blood. It's in our lineage, in our DNA to behave in a masculine way. When we think back to our ancestors who were literal hunters, okay, across the Sahara of Africa, like on the America lands back when animals used to roam free, we had to hunt for our food. And that required us to put ourselves in danger. That required us to leave our homes open to tribes that may have wanted to take over. Okay? And that required us to be in survival mode. That required us to be constantly on guard, constantly alert, because you don't know. Like, they didn't know if they was going to make it through the night. They didn't know what was going to happen. They had to always keep watch. And that requires you to be in your masculine energy, even as a woman, even as children. All of them were trained to fight. Now, today is a lot different. We don't really need to fight. We don't need to put ourselves in danger in order to get some food. We don't need to put ourselves in danger in order to protect our homes, even though some of us may have to, depending on what neighborhood you live in. But we take extra precautions in order to make that happen with alarm systems. We have law enforcement to help us with that. But we don't need to be operating in our masculine 24/7, but we do. Why? Get to that in a minute. The next thing is we can take it farther past our hunter and gatherer ancestors to Atlantean times. A lot of us are actually descendants of Atlantis. I know that sounds far out there, but it's true. If you don't believe it, it's okay. It's cool. But I believe it, and we've actually come back to help level the playing field. So here's the thing. If you remember the movie of Atlantis that Disney made, they highlighted all the technology that Atlantis was creating, had created and left behind because they were discovering a empty civilization. Atlantis had got flooded out. Why? Well, towards the end of Atlantis' rule, they became corrupt. They began to view technology and intellect and doing instead of being, instead of love, instead of compassion. They viewed those other masculine behaviors over the feminine behaviors, the feminine energy. And that got them to a point where all they did masculine, and they became corrupt. Now, how did they get flooded out? Well, Mother Earth had to get involved, and Mother Earth took over, as well as some other higher beings and higher energies and forces, and they had to stop the trajectory that Atlantis was going down. That is very similar to the life that we live today, to the society, to our governments, and we don't want our land, the way of living to be like completely demolished. So it's up to us. We have to change. And everybody has a part in this, no matter what your blood type is, no matter if you're man, woman, or child, or if you're non-binary. Everybody has a part in this. But I'm talking to blood type O women specifically because we come with a particular type of view, a type of view of the world, and we're also leaders in the world, whether we believe it or not. Blood type O's are natural leaders. That's why we were able to go out and put ourselves out there to fight other tribes and to risk our lives to hunt for food. You got to have some type of leader qualities in order to do that. So let's take it back. Let's bring it back to today's time. We still have that energy within us. We still have that hunter, savage, like go get it, head on swivel type of behaviors. What can we do with that? How can we transmute that to something that we can actually use for our benefit? Because again, thinking back, on Atlantean times, they pushed it to the max and ended up going way far to the point where they needed to be demolished and destroyed. We're going to get to that point. And the truth is that I have learned from a past life regressionist, Sarah Breskman Cosme. You can look her up on YouTube. She puts people under hypnosis and accesses their higher self in their past lives. And they explain all of this. Nobody's requiring or making them say this. It's just coming out. They don't even know anything about this if they're not under hypnosis. But this information is coming out that this is what happened in Atlantis, and that we have come back, and that typos were are descendants of Atlantis. And we have come back. We have reincarnated in order to balance our karma, in order to make things right, and in order to not allow what happened in Atlantis to happen again today. We have to play our part. It is time trying to spread the word to get you ready. So, thinking about how we are using our hunter savage energy today in this world. We're using it to chase success. We're using it to chase validation from others. We're using it to prove ourselves that we're the best or we're great. And it's lowering our self-esteem. It's not putting us in the position where we feel empowered. We don't feel like we're collaborating with one another because we're competing with one another. That's obviously not helping us. We need to find a different way. And it doesn't mean just tipping the scale the other way. It means balancing the scale. It doesn't mean, since we're mostly masculine, that we need to be mostly feminine now, but we need to be balanced. And maybe women can be a little more feminine. There are always variations in that, but we definitely need to bring that femininity up, because we're not taking enough time to rest. We're not taking enough time to spend with our family and friends, to just do nothing, to let our minds wander. We're always focused on a task. We need to do something all the time. And our body cannot handle us doing all the time. We get sick. Like, it's making us sick. It's making us physically sick. It's making us spiritually sick. Most of us don't even have a spiritual practice because we're at work all the time, or thinking about work, or making sure the family is good and not starving. But other than that, we're focused on surviving in this world. And we need to lay down our armor. We need to stop running on the treadmill so that we can actually figure out how we can be and live, not just survive. We want to thrive. We want to raise our vibration. And that's what we need to do. So here is one way, two ways that we can stabilize our foundation of feminine energy. One is to feel your feelings. Masculine dominant behaviors do not allow you to feel your feelings. They require you to put your feelings aside so that you can do well at work. You can please someone else. You can make a company succeed and make them the best at your cost, because you're taking away from your energy in order to build the recognition of another company or someone who's at the top of another company. That's not you. Your company too. And it's not helping. It's not helping you to express your energies and to release energies that may not be serving you, or to transmute energies. So you need to feel all your feelings. And I like to view that in a self-love machine. Okay, so we can view ourselves as a machine that we feel feelings out of, and we let our feelings flow through our bodies freely, and we can transmute it into something, a feeling that is more useful. Okay, so if we feel anger, we can transmute that energy through our bodies into passion for something. We can transmute sadness into empathy for someone else that may be going through it, or so many other examples. And that's what I want to talk more about. Transmuting, using our body, our machine, to transmute, not to fix, because we don't need to be fixed. We need to be transmuting. That's just what needs to happen. The second thing, before I move on to the second thing, is we also are going to be able to experience like a whole different level of being. When we're doing, and we're trying to get things in order to improve our lives, that's masculine energy, masculine behavior. But when we are more in our feminine and we're able to just be and feel our feelings, we begin to attract things into our lives. We become magnetic because we're actually being something. We're being a thing, and we're transmuting. We're turning our anger into passion. And now the things that we're passionate about is just attracted into our lives. It just shows up. This is my life. This is what I experience. And it's just such a more flowy way to be. You don't have to force anything. Nothing is forced. And I want to help you to discover that and to learn that and how to be that and to practice that on a regular basis. The second thing, again, before I move on to the second thing, is along with feeling your feelings, you're able to become more in alignment and to receive information that is going to help you to stay in alignment and align even more to what the universe has for you and how you can discover your path to walk down and your soul mission on this earth. I'm not saying your mission is the same as mine. I'm saying we all need to be more feminine so that we can discover what our soul mission is, because it's not going to work. Okay? And it's not always type O women to get married and have kids. That's not the ultimate goal in life. It was at a certain time, but it's not now. We have more to accomplish. Now on to number 2. That second pillar is to stabilize your life with your blood type diet and living. We need to ground ourselves into this body so that we can start to feel better being on this earth. We can start to feel better living on this earth. And that requires you to eat the foods that your body is designed for. There are certain foods that we can't eat as type O's. It just is what it is. Learn what foods you're supposed to eat. You can get a blood type food list guide that I have linked in the description of this video and start eating that. Also, living according to your blood type. Number 1 is being a leader. But if you don't view yourself highly enough to be a leader, which been through that, you're not going to be a leader. You're not going to see yourself as a leader. But we are here to lead. Type O's are leaders. It's not the behavior. We shouldn't embrace the behavior of being in the back seat, not wanting to be seen. That's not how we should be living. And I know because, like I said, I've been through it. We have to put ourselves out there and take the lead. It's funny. I'm looking at a flock of birds and all of them are black, and except for one. There's one white bird, and that white bird is in front taking the lead. It's funny. So that's number 2. Eat according to your blood type, live according to your blood type. So you can feel better. You can align yourself for health and start healing. It's time for us to take the lead, and not only for blood type O women, but also blood type O men. Again, people who are like built for savagery, who are going to work and they don't understand that they're not machines. They're not machines either. They can burn out. They need to take a rest. They need to see how to take a rest. They need to see the example of how to love. And we women have to be that example. We are the embodiment of femininity. So we have to actually embody that. We have to come here and be that. Be the example for our men to see how they can soften up a little bit. They don't have to be a feminine man, but how can they fall in love? We have to fall in love with ourselves in order to be that example. We have to show love to our friends and to our family members. So here comes a loud car, sorry. Type of women. Let's go. Let's get started. Let's be the example. Let's spread the light. Let's spread the love. let's work on ourselves. Some of us may have to do shadow work to reparent ourselves, to let go of some beliefs that aren't serving us today. Sorry, I'm hot. And it's important to make it happen, because this world, our society, is not stable. We have to be the ones to rise up and determine how we want to govern ourselves, to govern each other, how we want to live, the laws we want to live by. And that's really important. So let's get started. Subscribe if you are new and you like this content. Give me a thumbs up. Share this video with another type O who may benefit from it. And if you would like to dig deeper, number one, you can take my quiz, What's Blocking Your Sacred Nourishment? This is for type O's. And I also have a course that I finally finished. It's called Blood Type O Nourishment Calibration Codes. And this is like my life's work, almost. I've spent more than a year on this course because it has helped me. It's like helped me to create this course, but it's whatever I went through as starting the Blood Type O diet, everything that I experienced along the way, the lessons that I've learned, I've recorded it and put it in a step-by-step process for you to go through it and apply it to yourself. It's like, I'm gonna make a whole separate video on it, but it's the bomb. So all of that will be linked in the description of this video. And thank you for watching, and just like stick around because I have more to say. Bye and have a great Sunday. Oh my God.